In this real side experience, I had an objective, one that was beneficial, as it pertained to my process of awareness, and therefore was something that makes sense with the whole of life, that my real awareness is a part of. Overall, then, that which we do that makes sense is that which supports the true reality all life is, through our deciding to be standing in the nowness of our real awareness. That which doesn't make sense is anything that doesn't support the true reality through the real universes to the life levels in creation as the all-natural environment, and this would be that which caters to the personal self only, and adds further convoluting distortion to creation through the cause and effect agreements to the various ideas the personal self creates, or those created by others. On the real side, there will be effectively two arenas for experience, broadly speaking: the personal self-reality extended onto the real side, and the more expansive and endless everything potential of experience through the real awareness that is more so required for our process of becoming more aware and recognizing the true reality. There will be bleed-overs from both directions. Our personal self-experience can have a little of the real awareness slip through the cracks where it is able, according to how watertight our personal reality real side bubble experiences are, as the guides and life are always endeavouring to show everybody something else to consider besides what they always have. We can have the overall intent in our want to become more aware, but unless it is 100%, then the personal self will creep in, and our real awareness experiences can be infused with personal self ideas and notions, and then we have to rather tease the personal nonsense out to separate the two types of experience: personal or real awareness. Of course, everything is experience and can be utilized as a recognitional comparative tool once we start placing the various experiences where they belong, if we are objective to them and don't agree with them in any way, and don't therefore sit in the realities of them as a result. And so, as we have our real side experiences, we begin to discern the difference, to separate out the two types of experience, and the ultimate objective would be to become 100% intented with becoming more aware, and by achieving that, which is a big decision for the personal self, we effectively block out any personal self-experience contamination on the real side. Our experiences will open up more so, and we can learn to get the sense of if we are sitting in a personal self-experience, or if we are exploring worlds, having adventures, and receiving guide-provided demonstrations through our real awareness. For it is only really with the exploration through the real awareness on the real side that we can become aware of more than we currently do. For the personal self-experiences can only be reality bubbles based on what it already knows. The personal self is simply a storehouse of already collated and filed references, and simply projects into our experience that which makes up its construction, and on the real side, that of the ideas that make up the created consciousness that we cling to and are emotionally attached with. And so, as I was saying, I had the sense that this experience was to be one of these expansive, becoming more aware, through the real awareness I was sitting in, activities, adventures, or escapades. I was traversing through vast buildings, rather dimly lit, and absolutely awash with people. The strong sense of direction suggested there was some place I was to reach that required my passing through wherever I currently was at. It was as though I was initially wading through a representation of creation, with all the individuals that it contains, from a place of relative darkness, a darkness that only those with the recognitional eyes may see, a darkness that creation is rapidly being engulfed in, as I headed through to some other destination. I would never reach there, however, for as I continued through these collective consciousness representing buildings, I recognized two individuals, a man and a woman, that I used to be friends with, though hadn't seen in the longest time. As the process of awareness continues on, as we decide the ever journey into the ears, those we have known will tend to drift away from our experience and no longer feature as their decided limited positions in creation only will have them misaligned with what we're doing and experiencing. The only way we can retain them as characters in our journey is if we remain with them and limit ourselves also. Naturally, this would make no sense, and we ought endeavour to be prepared to sever all emotional attachments that are solely creational based, and would tapline anchor us here, and have us entwined with the karma of them. And in fact, we never actually leave anyone behind, as everything is. Through our real awareness, we can become everything, be and see everything. So where can there be any separation from anyone or anything? From such a position of isness being. Anyway, we always will encounter those that we know, have known, and going back lifetimes since we first entered the simulator, individuals we had attachments with from other dimensions, universes, and species. And even though we are deciding to proceed with our journey to the ears, and they may be content to remain in creation, they still may pop into our real side experiences. This should serve as an indicator that some attachment lingers still. It's all very well to have those in our experiences that are on their journeys to the ears also, for then we support each other on the real side. But anyone remaining in creation and deciding to remain limited represents nothing that can be beneficial. Indeed, all creational-based individuals represent taplining infecting agents, regardless of how well-meaning they think they are. Everything in creation is overall an idea, and if we agree to anything of it, we are the effects of it and committed to the creational experience. This includes any individual that is personal self-immersed. They overall represent an idea that if we agree with, we are locked into the cause and effect of. So, if such characters are featuring in our experience, they can only be there if there is agreement. Some attachment remains, or they could not be there on the real side. And so, I recognized these two individuals who are a married couple on the physical level, and decided to slip quietly past them without being noticed. Perhaps an attachment agreement to be addressed later, and decided as to the release of. It's always essential to never overlook any detail of the real side experiences. If we are being shown an attachment tapline by virtue of the presence of a creationally personal self-immersed individual in our real side experience, and if we dismiss the dream as irrelevant, overlook it, or simply forget all about it, as it doesn't really fit the category of exciting adventure dreamers, then we may well retain the tapline.